Hello, welcome back to another pen talk, a very special pen talk, a pen talk in which we're going to explore these four amazing PenBBS pens. Yes, I ordered four. Yes, I live in the United States, and the shipping, which is equatable, I think, to tariffs, wasn't bad because it was spread out over four pens. And these are four pens that I think have incredible resins. Obviously, you recognize them. We have Niango and Amber, the two cats that BNE has, or hopefully still has. And then we have with silver trim, Aurora and dark paint. Again, these are resins which I have in other pens, which I really like. And usually Amber and Niango sell out really, really quickly. So I wanted to make certain that I got my pens, and I ordered them as soon as they showed up on Etsy on the PenBBS official store site. So sit back. We're going to explore these pens, look at them a little bit more closely. The crabs are happy. They haven't held up four pens on a rotating turntable, I don't think, ever. Let me know if I've done this before, because I don't remember. So with that, the crabs are going to give you a winky wink, and we're going to dive in. Stay tuned. So no matter how many times I shop and how many times I purchase a new pen, it always gives me a rush, a thrill, when a pen I ordered or pens I've ordered are delivered. Yes, this is the box that the PenBBS pens came in. Recognizable tape to secure that box. And the post office did the last mile delivery, which hasn't been common in a while. And this is my first large Chinese pen purchase since the tariffs. And I was very happy with the pricing. And we're going to unbox it and show you the pens. One thing that PenBBS has been doing is including instructions with their pens. I mean, it's a piston filler, but it certainly gives you a step-by-step directions on filling the pen. And on the back is what expect the Chinese version of the instructions. In doing my reviews, I try to give you a full scope and make it feel as though you're receiving these pens. Obviously, they came in four standard PenBBS boxes, but the Amber and Niango, which are kind of BNE's exclusive, are just labeled with a pen, versus dark paint and Aurora have a classic PenBBS label. No made in China here. And there's that number which we've not been able to figure out. So this is number 2 in the series. This is number 8 in the series. And this is a 31 resin. This is a 114 resin. They do a good job with the labeling. It's one of the things I've always liked about PenBBS. Consistent labeling is important, and also the model number is on the pen. So it's not easy to show these four pens to you, but I love the fact that 2 have silvery trim, 2 have gold trim, they have nibs to match, all the other trim matches as it should. Consistent finial there at the top with a little bit of a little protuberance there, and that matches the finial at the bottom. Hopefully you can appreciate the resins. And this is a beautiful Amber one, a beautiful Niango one. Yeah, I love the dark paint. Sorry about that. And of course, how could one say no to Aurora, as we've looked at that more closely. But these are, these pens feel good in the hand. The cap comes off with 1.5 turns, which is standard for PenBBS. And yes, we have a nice gold tone Amber as a cat nib. It looks like a medium to me. Same plastic feed they've been using for a while. I think this band here in the section is pretty interesting. PenBBS Type A nib. And these are all Type A nibs. So what is a Type A nib? Well, I had to go on Taste the Rainbow on Facebook and do some research. And Daniel really knows his stuff, and he gave a fairly good description and definition of what that is. So type A is the number 6 nib, the standard nib that they've been using all along. Type 2 is the bigger nib. I think it's a size 8. There's also a nice engraving there in the cap band. Nice symbol there. There's the model number 556 and made in PRC. It's the first time I've seen that. People's Republic of China. And as I said, that's an interesting clip, something different that I haven't seen before. This finial is threaded onto the cap, which is how they attach it, which is something they've been doing forever in their design, which I think is good. There's a little bit of translucency in this resin, so you can see the piston if you put a light behind it. The same with Niango. But of course, these, you can see that piston very easily. See how easy it moves, consistent. You know, great. And the rhodium trim is nice. Yeah, silvery trim, however you want to define it. And as we saw, there's that band at the top of the section, the Type A nib. So I think we need to ink up one of these. Yeah, I haven't decided which one, but we'll write with one of these nibs. So when I thought these show up on Etsy's PenBBS official selling store, when I saw Amber and Niango, I go, gotta grab them right away. Today I looked on the Etsy site and they're gone, which is what I expected. They go quickly. Dark Paint and Aurora are still available. I like the way the Etsy site works. As you scroll over the different pens, it pops up a description, gives you a definition of the resin as well as that number. And for those of you that are familiar with that great spreadsheet that's available through the Facebook site that lists all the models, all the colors, I think it's great. I use it as a reference a lot. Sometimes I lose track of numbers and names and things of that nature, and it helps me understand that and figure it out. So if you're interested in these, grab them while you can. Who knows when they'll be back? Who knows if they'll ever be back? So to me, the pen that comes to mind is the 495, which has the same piston filler as the 556. It's red here for some reason. This has the older sword style clip, and there's a nice ribbed clip on the 556. Big cap band, narrow cap band. Cap comes off in 1 3/4 turns. And yes, I like the medium nib. Section just a little bit thicker, which I like. And of course this band here is not on the 495. Hopefully you can appreciate the resins. This is quarterite. This is dark paint. There's a lot of resins. I'm certain somebody could find some that they love. PenBBS gives you lots of options. This is the ink I decided to put into one of the 556 pens. And we're going to do dark paint. Here's a bluish violet on a paper towel. And yes, it's in the violet family. And there's a lot of blue. This medium steel nib is absolutely perfect. Very, very smooth. It's a generous medium line. Just the ink flow is great, and yes, it dries fast on this Fabriano paper, but it puts down a good amount of ink, Feels good on the paper, which is important for me. I enjoy it. I'm glad for the pen and a good ink fill. So you may say, Chris, that medium nib writes pretty well, but I'd like something different in my pen. Well, as we know, PenBBS sells a number of these calligraphy nibs. This is number 5. Comes in this really nice little holder. You can use as a keychain if you want. You just unscrew this. Unscrew the nib assembly. And it's ready to be put into the pen. So you take the cap off of the pen. I use a paper towel just to kind of keep a little bit of ink off my hands. You unscrew the nib assembly. Same way you unscrewed it from the nib holder there. I drop it in water just to make certain that that ink doesn't settle up. And then you take the replacement nib, this calligraphy nib, and screw it in. Couldn't be much easier. It's going to take a while for ink to saturate that feed. So we're going to put the cap on, store it upside down for a few minutes, and let's see how this number 5 nib writes. So all these calligraphy nibs have a very nice grind to them. Hopefully the camera's picking up the grind. I'd call it very similar to a zoom grind, Naganati togi grind. All the different calligraphy nibs, in my view, have different angles to them and write a little bit differently, but not that much. Let's see how this one writes. Needless to say, it's a pain in the butt writing over the camera like I'm doing, but I want to show you how this nib puts down ink. The nib is extremely smooth. No feedback, nothing. But like I mentioned, it's more of a zoom Naganati togi type of grind. If you hold the pen vertically, you get a fine line. Horizontal, a little bit wider in the downstroke, but if you hold it at a normal angle, as you can see, very wide horizontal and also wider on the vertical. So let's see if we can do a little bit nicer writing. I tried, but it's very smooth, puts down a lot of ink. And I like this bluish purple. Do you? So I'm certain you know I really enjoy these pens on every level. Number one, they're all good writers with the nibs that come with them, and you have lots of choices if you want to swap that nib out, easy to do. The piston filler works excellently, as good as any piston filler in any pen that I have. And the resins are beautiful. Extremely well made, fit and finish is great. Plating is good. There's nothing downside to this. And yes, it's $15 shipping for one pen, but for 4, it only went up a little bit. Here's my total cost for these 4 pens. And as you know, if you watch a lot of my videos, I'd rather have 4 of these pens for that $150 cost than one $150 pen. And that's me. I just love the variety of the resins. You know, you got some gold trim, some silver trim. They're great. So I don't know how long they're going to last. Who knows how many were made. I didn't find them on Parcel Up, which goes into Taboo, which is John Long's selling platform. I didn't find any on eBay. Only found them on Etsy. So that's interesting. And if you want the B-type nib or the gold nib and the big nib, you got to go directly to Bienni to get those. There's a lot of discussion on the Taste the Rainbow Facebook group about that if you're interested in following up. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I hope this video found everyone safe, healthy, and happy. Enjoying your day, enjoying your pens, enjoying using your pens, enjoy looking at your pens. Enjoy everything about your pens. So with that, we've reached the end, and we will say bye-bye. Have a great day.